So another thing to keep in mind, and I think we touched on this last time just a little bit, is being clear in your mind about intentions going into conversations. So remember, it's hard if your intention is that this other person is going to do what you want them to do, because that's out of your control. We can hope for that, that's okay. But an intention that's in my control is much more powerful. So in the past, I've had intentions like, I'm not going to abandon myself. To me, that really feels more like a value of being authentic. I'm going to say what's true for me. I'm not going to pick up the other person's response to that is something that's mine. So I'm going to say what's true for me. If the other person feels irritated about it, they're allowed to feel irritated. I don't need to pick that up and do something about it. So having that intention going in of staying present, I'm staying open. I've had intentions before of I'm not going to be reactive. I want to stay regulated. So just thinking about those things, because we can also keep coming back to those if we start to feel like we're getting dysregulated, to remind yourself of this is what matters to me in this conversation. And that you can also kind of gauge, like sometimes people, I think, like will have a hard conversation and the other person didn't react how they, wanted them to, or like, so I might be really hopeful about telling you something, you don't react how I think you're going to, and I feel disappointed, like it wasn't a good interaction. However, if I communicated what was real for me, I communicated my needs, I stayed grounded in my body, and I didn't abandon myself, those are huge wins, especially if you're someone who has struggled with setting a boundary or being a people pleaser or being over the line empathetic and like taking on too many things. These are huge, huge wins. And so if you're able to do some of these things, please celebrate yourself afterward. They were successful interactions, there's still growth, there's still a step forward, even if the other person maybe didn't respond to you in the way that you were hoping for.